I'm Daisy Whitney. This is the New Media Minute, and today I have a co-host. The lovely and talented Sarah Lane of PopSiren is going to help me out. That's why we're doing the episode from her studio. Sarah, do you remember when I did my hottest male web host tournament this spring?
Oh yes, Daisy, I do, and I voted for Gary Vaynerchuk twice.
Well, I voted for Martin Sargent, and I still didn't get his phone number.
Ouch.
Yeah. But I do have some news about the guy who won, David Price, the host of Black 20's The Middle Show. His show recently landed the technology company Looped as a sponsor. Now, Looped is sort of a mapping service that works on mobile phones, shows you where your friends are at any given time, and they can see where you are. I gotta say, I'm not that into people knowing where I am, and that I don't really spend any time but making it down on my couch.
No, me either. Although in my case, it's a chair and a half. But evidently David Price is, since he'll share his location so viewers can come and join him when he's shooting on the streets of New York. Pretty cool.
Which is a very cool way to integrate both the sponsor and the viewers into the show. Now, the campaign starts this week, and you can find episodes on YouTube, MySpace, Black 20, maybe iTunes, and on ABC's Taxi TV in New York. Sarah, did you know that 62% of college students watch online TV shows like your show, and probably also The Office and other things like that, on online services like Vio, Hulu, and Juiced? That number is incredibly high and should be a wake-up call to marketers and broadcast networks about the future.
Especially when you consider the average age now for a broadcast TV viewer is like 50.
Which is really incredibly high. And here at PopSiren, you're not going for the 50-year-old demo, you're going for the 18 to 35 demo, and you're making some changes.
That's right.
Your co-host Jessica is no longer on the show. You're changing it to more sort of indie music and movies, and you're also cutting the time from about 30 minutes to 15 minutes. Big changes. What is that all about?
Okay, well, you're right on all accounts. Jessica Corbin is no longer going to be with the show, but not for any negative reasons. She has a full-time job. She kind of couldn't make it work. I already miss her a lot, although it's nice to have you here.
You guys had a great rapport, though.
Yes, we did. We certainly did. So obviously, when you lose a co-host, the show was totally set up for two people. So we had to make some changes and think about how to just, it was a good time to reformat and figure out what was working and what didn't work. What we felt didn't work was the 30-minute time length. Too long.
Viewers don't have that attention span on the internet.
Internet viewers have about half the attention span that maybe traditional 50-year-old TV viewers have, and we just had to decide how to pare down, keep stuff focused, talk about the things that we want to talk about: music, internet, movies, modern culture, and kind of just make sure that the rest maybe didn't go away but went somewhere else.
Now I need to ask: were viewers tuning out?
Well, we don't exactly know who was tuning in or tuning out at specific times. What we do know is that we get a lot of feedback. Get a lot of feedback in forums, email, so on and so forth, on Twitter, whatever. And people were really vocal about the stuff that they liked. And the stuff that didn't catch on, I felt was the stuff that didn't match quite as much. For example, Rad Science, very popular segment. Right. Didn't really fit within the show. We're not a science show. That show should be, in a science show or maybe on its own. So we're kind of looking into some of that.
So I like Dr. Kiki a lot. She does the Rad Science section.
Yes.
Will you be doing a separate show with her?
Yes, we are working with Dr. Kiki to figure out how we can move onward and upward, because she is an enormous talent and we adore her.
Sarah, I am a big fan of your show. I wish you much success. I want to keep watching it. I watch it on my iPod or on my Apple TV.
Oh, go on.
And I want to remind you, don't forget to check out Susan Bratton's Dishy Mix podcast featuring interviews with Web 2.0 thought leaders at dishymix.com. Also, be sure to friend me up on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and you better be following the awesome Sarah Lane too.
At Sarah Lane.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
You're welcome.